Boom. Hello, and welcome. Doc, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking to Ben. You're trying to get Ben to, I almost said defecate. No, sorry, it's Friday. Defect. Defect. Woo, man. It is Friday, everybody, and it is time for DGA Live. 1 hour ago at 3 p.m. Central, I looked at the clock. You got to try and not do that on Fridays. And I thought to myself, whoa, this week has just gone right by. But here we are. We're at the end and beginning of a beautiful weekend. What's up, Justin? What's up, DM? Ed Radakovitz. Hello. Hey, folks, let me know if you can see and hear me okay. The YouTube studio is kicking me out an error about dropped frames. Manchester, England. Sean, I didn't know you were in Manchester. Wait, are you from Manchester or are you just visiting? You chat with us a lot, so I didn't know that it was so late at night when you are talking to us. Yes, her mental game is amazing. I have a process going on my computer actually that I could stop if you guys are experiencing dropped frames. If not, if it's all coming through fine and you can see and hear me okay, let me know and I will not do anything. Audio visual is good, maybe a bit of a lag. No, not Ben Leanna, the other Team DGA Ben. In fact, let's just bring him in. Hello, Ben Sorensen.
It's me. I'm here. We're back in the studio. It's been a while.
How are you doing over there?
Well, the brights, the brights.
The bright's a little bright.
The bright's a little light.
The light's a little bright. The bright's a little light. Here you go.
Oh yeah, perfect.
That's 33%. Let's 66, 70, 86,
That's all? You got more.
96. And there we're topped out. Actually, because my camera that actually doesn't look, it looks pretty similar because the camera's or aperture, I guess some sort of digital version of that on yours
Oh, it looks, yeah.
is closing. It actually probably looks better on yours, like super bright. That's really weird, actually. I normally keep it, just so y'all know, I normally keep it at 1%. This is off. This is 1%.
I mean, I think the colors are more true.
On mine, for sure. Yeah, yours is still a little washed out, I feel like. Aren't we all? Hey, nice win last week, Ben. Congrats, dude, says Ed Radakovitz.
Thanks, Ed.
Tell us about it. You won a, was this your first MPO win?
Second MPO win.
Second MPO win, and you took down the Waco Annual Charity Open.
Yep.
Pro-Am.
I beat Paul Macbeth
Yep.
and Luke Humphreys
Yep.
and my teammate, Noah Mindsma, Andrew Marweed. Yep. You guys all saw me park 18 3 times in a row, even on that first day in the wind.
I haven't watched the coverage, so I'm really excited to see you play it.
Yeah, I threw this steady Flex BL over the water, just like Simon has thrown his P2 before.
The PL Flex BL.
Yes.
Steady BL PL.
Ellie Swirly Flex.
Ellie Swirly PL BL. Ellie Swirly PL BL.
Yeah, just casual, like 480-foot shot with a putter.
What did I miss? In Manchester, it's only 9 p.m. Oh, okay. I thought you were 6 hours ahead. I was thinking it would be 10 p.m. Well, maybe certain parts of England are. I used to have a brother who lived over there. The lag is not bad. Okay, once DST. Yes! Okay. I haven't talked to my boss about this, but I'm pretty sure he would be okay with us dedicating roughly the first 50 to 100% of the live stream today to advocating for the Saving Daylight Act, which is going to, introduce daylight savings permanency into America, because as you know, for the last 100 years, give or take, we have observed daylight saving time in which we spring forward and then fall back.
I mean, I think if we just talk about it and ask for it, then it'll be guaranteed to happen. I mean, once it's on the internet, right? That's how this works.
You gotta assume that one of the people watching this live stream has to be some level of government official.
I mean, the president's probably watching.
If not his cabinet.
I mean,
The people in his cabinet. The people on the advisory board called the president's cabinet. He doesn't have an animated cabinet or people in a
yeah, for the
his
Daylight
kitchen.
Savings Time Coalition Fund of America.
Exactly. So,
Hi, Sep.
everybody expects me to transition. So, 120 years ago or something, it was 1780, so it was much more than that. Ben Franklin writes a satirical article in some newspaper saying, everybody's lazy and we're using too much artificial light, so we all need to get up earlier, right? And he just makes jokes. Doesn't propose daylight saving. Then, like, maybe another 100 years after that, some guy named George in New Zealand, of all places,
New Zealand.
a Kiwi, suggests daylight savings.
You know what we need here? We need some daylight savings. We've got to put it in our piggy bank.
Thus is more of a Kiwi accent.
More of a Kiwi accent. You've got to talk through your teeth.
And no. And he says we should go 2 hours forward and 2 hours back. Do you know why? Because he was an entomologist. And you know what an entomologist is?
I know what a discologist is.
Someone who studies bugs. So he wanted more daylight after his job to study bugs. And so he proposed for 2 hours springing forward and falling back. One guy said yes. One guy said, most guys said that's a terrible idea. One guy, because I read the whole thing on Wikipedia, one guy countered with, we should just have 2 sets of hands on the clock. Like one set for the standard time and then one set for however you want it like to be adjusted. But each clock should have like a different colored set of hands for the seasons.
Just like I can put 2 sets of scores on my scorecard.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And so they said no. And then you go another 50 years and some city in Canada introduces daylight saving time. Okay. And then several cities. And then like America hears about it and they're like, hey, I like that. Let's lock this in immediately across the whole country.
Immediately.
And Hawaii didn't hear about it probably, and parts of Arizona.
And Washington, right? And
for the last like 10 years, everybody that I know at least, which are mainly YouTube content creators, to be fair, have like, can we just stop doing this?
I mean, daylight savings time has a big impact on YouTube comment creators.
Exactly. We feel under oppression because of this, so we're rallying to advocate for. But anyway, I've always kind of made fun of it the last 4 or 5 years, especially. And then I heard that a bill was just passed to make daylight saving permanent. So basically, the one where you spring forward, locking that one in forever, and then never going forward and back after that. And I say hard yes. So that's what the live stream is about today. Please go buy a DGA disc at discgolf.com to support our efforts to support the Saving Daylight Act.
Well, and throw it during daylight savings.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you can reap the benefits and then better understand why it's important.
So as I understand it, we spring forward an hour, we lock that in. You're going to get that extra hour of daylight locked in. It's the morning people that you'll have to drive. Some parts of the country will be driving to work in the dark permanently. And I work at home, so I do not care about your commute. Sorry.
What was that? A morning person?
Yeah, there's people who actually prefer to give up the best 4 hours of the day, which, as we all know, are 9 to 1 a.m.
Yes.
They like to sleep before that for some reason and then wake up during the worst parts of the day, which, as we all know, are 5 to 9 a.m.
No, I don't like being awake between 5 and 9 a.m.
No, nobody does.
No.
Those are, it takes a village, but those are the people in the village who are evil or compelled by their jobs.
I think disc golf savings time could be a great stamp for a disc.
What did I miss? Sorry, I kind of blacked out for a second and started talking about daylight saving time, and
Yeah, that's what the disc golf savings time stamp will be for us out.
I am dropping frames. Dang it, because see, I only have 5 minutes left on this process that my computer's doing. I'd like to not. It doesn't look like it's... Sep loves permanent DST. People dislike it. Yes, the insect guy. Yes, exactly. Grocery shopping. Zach's grocery shopping. Oh, man.
We could still do that, Doc. There's time.
DGA, I thought this was named the Big Ben. Disc golf saving time. Yeah, I like that. If we buy discs, you're going to lobby in Discraft to push this bill forward, or DC as in Washington, D.C.? I can do either. I just need to know where you want me to go. That would be awesome. Headed up to D.C.
Go lobby for disc golf savings time.
And then just cut to me in front of Discraft, walking back and forth.
Bob, get out here. They're like, yeah, man, Bob doesn't get here until like 10. You know?
Daylight saving? Yeah, he hates that. See, there's one of them right there. Daily riser, 5 a.m. here. Nothing good happens. See, and that's how you know it's a conspiracy theory. You know? Because every good conspiracy theory, the people on both sides are looking at the other side and saying they're the crazy ones. You know? Like the flat earthers look at us and they say, you guys are so deluded. You know? And we look at them and we say, mostly.
Yeah.
So Ed looks at us. He thinks we're crazy for wanting to stay up late. My Rocket League buddies aren't getting on at 6 a.m., you know, to run some games. But they are on at 10 p.m., so. Oh, Washington, D.C., but he's against lobbying. Man, you must have a hard time getting through certain buildings. Hey, thanks for everybody who bought a disc golf comedy disc, by the way. We we launched those last week, and I actually haven't checked this week. This has been a interesting week. Let me throw out something serious for just a second, because we don't always, but sometimes stuff happens. So my father actually had a massive heart attack on Wednesday, I think. I don't really understand this week because of that event. So I left. I was actually on a call with my boss, Scott Kesey, GM, DGA. And he was like, go, do what you need to do. So I ran out of here and went down to Wichita and was with them for a day and a half. Everybody at DGA was pulling my weight, which as I get older and the more midnight snacks that I have, becomes a greater and greater sacrifice for them. And, you know.
But you're keeping you're keeping your wrists lean from all the Rocket League playing.
And thumbs.
Yeah, and thumbs.
So my father's doing okay. He had a 99% blockage in one side of his heart and 45 in the other side. So they put in a couple stints, and he is going to, you know, have to stop eating fast food while he works in the oil field too hard. So, Dad, if you're watching, go to sleep. But I've been very disconnected this week, especially the last couple days. And so this morning I was like, wait, today's Friday? And then I've been getting all this stuff done. And then, like I said an hour ago, I was like, wait, it's almost 4? We got to get this live stream. Ben's here. All of a sudden, Ben's knocking at the door. I'm like, wait, Ben's here?
Showed up.
And yeah, so appreciate that. Some of you have known that, and a lot of you have messaged. Appreciate it. We're doing great. Thanks, Doc. Hey, and we only have 1 minute left on that thing that my dad's doing. Thank you, Sean. Sean, do you listen to the Amside podcast? Have you listened to that, by the way?
Not yet.
There is a delightful podcast over in the UK called the Amside podcast that's hosted by guys named Rob and Dale.
Rob and Dale.
Basically. Sean, which one of these guys are you? Because Rob is very much, he's sort of like this, you know, and you talk to him and he's disc golf and Anheuser's and stuff of that nature. And he's very fun. That's Rob. But Dale, I gotta admit, is my absolute, see, I can't do it without Australian, absolute favorite, because he talks like this, like it's disc golf in it. And it's, you take a disc and you take it out and you throw it, you know, you throw it round and score it and stuff like that. That's Dale. And I started listening to them because they are delightful to listen to. Turns out they actually know a lot about disc golf, and their insight is extensive, worth listening to. And I got to be a guest on their podcast, which should be next week, I think, that'll come out.
That sounds good. I'll have to listen to that.
It's not that great.
How many times were you like, oh, I think I know what they asked me, but I don't know what they asked me,
well,
so I'm gonna throw something out?
Well, I didn't get to talk to Dale because he was, like, gone. Oh. So the guy that I got to chat with, along with Rob, was delightful. The owner of Ace Disc Golf in the UK. And we've been chatting. I think we're going to get some DGA discs headed over there via Ace Disc Golf. So, Sean, if you're over there and you have access to their website, which you probably do as you're chatting on this live video right now, we're going to have some DGA discs headed to England.
Tell them Ben Sorensen and Tyler Brickley sent you their way. Just like call them and tell them like right after you place your order.
Just immediately.
Like, hey, did you see my order yet? Tyler Brickley sent me.
I don't know if they did sell out, Doc. I haven't. Oh, that's what led me into that whole tangent.
So some of them did, I thought.
Did they? Because I was like, I don't think that they were completely, but I haven't checked this whole week. Oh yeah, the pipeline sold out. So this disc that we have here is now a collector's item.
These ones are nice too.
The Rift.
If you like,
I
don't
see. I need to just like log in, and I'm trying to see from the front end of the site how many are in stock.
I can plug the DGA Discord real quick because I got something fantastic in the mail this week.
Okay.
Pink SP Flex pipelines.
Whoa.
From DGA sponsored pro Christo Reich, who's actually coming to the US in a few weeks, and he has some sort of discs with him. I don't know for sure if it's these, but I saw KG posted in the DGA All Day, our Facebook group, and said he'll be here. He'll have some discs for sale. So I think he'll be here for Texas Swing in particular. So if you're in Texas and you love DGA discs, you might see if you can hit up Christo.
I think the SP riffs, by the way, are down to single digits. It's what it's looking like from the front end of the site. So anyway, all that to say, thanks for the support. I actually found, I didn't know that I had two.
Yeah. Yeah, you have two, or had two.
So I must have had three.
Okay.
Wait.
Anyway, I have to give a shout out to Clark. I think last name Gable maybe on the DJ Discord that organized buying a bunch of these from Estonia and getting them shipped over here. And it was really communicative.
Name Gable. Oh, here we go. Look, that process has stopped and everything is...
Those are going to be so smooth.
Everything's flowing. Do we look better?
Probably.
I'll bet we do. I'm going to share this here video on our Facebook page that Ben just referenced. DGA All Day. If you're not over there, get over there. Oh, do you have the chat, by the way? Sorry, I don't have it up on the...
I've been peeking at it.
You've got it on your
my
phone? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my description of the flight on these is a little bit of turn and a decent amount of fade. Really nice overall flight.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Especially now while it's still a little cold. I think particularly next winter I will probably be throwing these just because they're so flexible and like gummy that when it's really cold they'll be really grippy still. This is the second run pipeline. I threw a bunch this last weekend at the tournament, the C tier that I played and won. I put the link to that tournament in the chat. I think a few people maybe were curious about that. I shot a 1,006 rated first round and a 1027 rated second round to win by 4.
What was your highest rated round before that?
I think I have a 1032.
That's nuts. So you were like pushing your best rounds ever back to back.
Yeah. This is the first time I've shot 2,000 rated rounds in the same tournament. And then I think 1027 is my second highest rated round.
Ooh, Tex says, would you trade your Estonian pipeline for a first flight Quake? That's... I mean, it's all about whether you want or need a first flight Quake, but in terms of value, that's actually a really interesting
proposition.
Thought project. First flight Quakes can go for like a lot.
But I think a lot more of them exist in the world than Flex pipelines.
Yeah, that's true.
And I have a first flight Quake that Sep in the chat was kind enough to sell me.
You ordered both and pipeline was placed for the Rift I won, so I got 2 Rifts. That was actually my... Doc, you need to message me about that afterwards. That was actually my fault, and I just let it ride, so you got a bonus Rift. Because I meant to intercept your Rift order since you won it in the giveaway last week and send you the autographed one and then message them and say, hey, don't send him, the one he ordered. I'm sending him one. And then I forgot before I went on vacation. So when I gave back, I was like, oh, Doc probably got 2 Rifts. But hey, thanks for your support. That one's on me. But if you ordered a pipeline you didn't get, we need to figure that out. So hit me up. Ed's SP Flex pipeline arrives tomorrow. Awesome. That's great, Sean. His last name's Griswold. Impulse says he thinks Estonian pipelines are still more valuable. Man, that's like really fascinating. They're definitely, I feel like, less established in the market in terms of, because when I think first flight Quake, I think $50. Like, I think you need to be getting, like, if you were going to put a buy it now price on a first flight Quake, you should probably today put $50. And I've seen them go for more than that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But like, in terms of an SP Flex pipeline, like, I don't think there really is much of like a hard.
No, and I mean, just getting it here from Estonia was like $30 each.
Yeah, right. So
it was like already kind of starting up there.
Did somebody sell a Cristo pipeline in all day?
I'm sure somebody has.
I feel like I saw one in there, and it went for quite a bit.
At least 60, I think.
You really did. Wow, Disc Golf Comedy's dead, Doc. So I found a second. So I always had. I thought I had 2 in my car right now.
I stole one.
Yeah.
I wish I'd had the foresight to steal one.
The flight. How do you feel like this compares to the second run SP?
The second run is more stable.
Yeah, but I like your assessment about the high-speed turn.
This one does have a little bit of, at least in my, I haven't thrown it a million times yet, but in the times that I have thrown it, I've seen a little bit of drift right, and then it comes back left. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, even thrown pretty hard, the second runs want to go really straight and then finish left.
Yeah. Yep, I'd agree with that. The pipeline probably next to the second run SP seems like the most finish on any pipelines,
yes.
Which is ironic because they're from Estonia. So, but I just like the hand feel so much. I just like the flexi stuff.
Yeah, the grip is impeccable.
Just as a general note, if any of you, because I've gotten some, the people message and like, well, why didn't you guys release these here? I feel like there's a sense of at least a couple of our fans of disappointment, and then like all of them were sent to Estonia and we didn't like release them here. I think understanding the nature of the order, it was a signature series disc, or really it was probably more accurate to just say a custom stamp run that Cristo ordered that we sent him. So it wasn't like a tour series disc that we chose where to release and we just sent them all to him. Like they were purchased by then and we sent them to then. So can we just stop with the why were the Cristo discs not released? Because we're not thieves. That's why. Cristo's gonna like a couple weeks after he orders them start seeing that we released a bunch, and he's like, wait a second, I didn't get a couple hundred that I ordered.
Maybe if I win enough sea tours this year, I'll earn enough money and I can do my own run.
There you go.
And then release them in Estonia.
Good news, everybody. We've got SP Flex pipelines coming your way. Well, if you live in Estonia. Speaking of pipeline, I need to, gosh dang, another thing that this busy week that I've lost track of, I've got to get Tour Series discs headed my way. Who has theirs, by the way? I know a few people have, I've seen them starting to pop up on All Day. Who says he likes the Tour Knot? Hey, nice, Chris. That is a great comment. Oh, okay, yeah, it was. It was Impulse. He bought it for $80 or $85, the Estonian pipeline from Shasta.
Yeah, so
And like what Ben said, it might be a $50+ value disc, and then just thinking about the shipping to get it from Estonia.
yeah, our shipping was cheaper because we did a big group buy with Clark Griswold. Yeah, I made you a note on your to-do list.
Oh my gosh, I need to.
I mean, what is it? I'm still in the intern closet. Like,
yeah, exactly. Even though you are officially Team DGA at this point. Yes, torrents. Oh, speaking of torrents, we filmed You're in the Bag.
there was lots of not torrents in my bag.
Torrents made their way in somehow. Oh, you didn't see the end.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly. I am wondering what the odds, technologically speaking, would be of us ending the video today with You're in the Bag.
I mean, I think if we all cross our fingers and believe, and you wish Scott Kesey a happy birthday because it was his birthday on Wednesday.
You know something? My father that I talked about having a heart attack, it's his birthday right now.
Oh, yeah, and wish Tyler's dad a happy birthday.
Okay, well, I have it loaded in.
The Ben Titanic. I think the Titanic is similar to a putter I used to putt with when I first started playing.
Hey, let's show him the intro just to make sure the technology's kind of gonna work, and then we'll come back and
Here we
we'll...
go.
Yeah, that's nice. Here we go.
Hi, I'm the Ben Sorensen. You may not have heard of me yet, but you've probably heard of my teammate, Katrina Allen.
You know, part of my decision to come to DGA was hearing that we're signing the Ben Sorensen from Kansas City.
That is going to be so perfect because again, he's like playing in local C tiers around Kansas City, but we'll put it some.
It's the C tier tour that does it for me.
Yeah, I won a C tier. This one wasn't even in advance. Hi, I'm Ben Sorensen, Team DGA for 2022, and this is what's in my bag. I've been using the...
Okay, that's the intro. That's the teaser. But we'll end the show today by just letting that whole thing play out. And then I'm going to post it on YouTube after that. But what an intro to an In the Bag video.
I mean, Katrina's killing it, and it's clearly my fault.
Due to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And I mean, and you too, right? Like, this is a...
Oh my gosh. Do you think if I hadn't shown her the torrent... Oh my gosh, I'm actually having a video idea. We needed to interview the torrent after LVC.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is
like
Katrina Allen's
just
torrent.
put like a face on it and just like
4-minute interview.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, that last shot on 18. I mean, obviously we were doing, what we needed to be doing all year. And I think that we've had a building season, but this is our year, to shine. Everybody's finally ready to see what a great disc I am. And I mean, 18, what can I say? 18, just like you need a clutch upshot and seal the victory. I'm your guy. Oh my gosh.
I mean, on hole 4, she could have thrown me too. I would have been right next to the basket. I would have been fine.
Yeah, she went with the quake off the tee on 18. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, that's fine. The quake's got his place. I think she could have fan gripped and powered down a little bit, but
I fly great on forehands too.
Oh man, I don't know why the torrent is from Boston, but I feel like that video needs to be made. Permission to just let that first clip about daylight saving time just replay for a couple hours while I go and film that video?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'll work.
Thanks.
I'll just sit here and recount every shot from my C-tier win last week.
It's the C-tier tour for me.
It's a C-tier tour.
Oh, you're doing this today, says Caesar. We're doing it. Ice sails are on spinners. Yes, I want one of. I have heard rumors that the ice sails that spinners have are super sails.
I think even our fearless leader, Scott Kesey, dropped in and
Yep.
said he hasn't seen them in person, but the discussion he had with the owner of Spinners was that it sounded like they were pretty close to super sales.
Yep. Which the super sale, if you're not familiar, is a mythical creature. There were maybe 50 of them, but a certain color of a certain run, like, just came out a little different and were just a little, like, quite a bit beefier than the typical sale. And they were dubbed super sales, and they're not available. Caesar has 2, and he won't give me one. Well, he will. He's put a price on it, but I mean, DGA doesn't pay me yet.
We don't have to pay his price anymore. Jed from DGA Discord has got a couple on the way.
That's
and
right.
Was going to throw them alongside his other sales. And then he's going to tell the DGA Discord first so we can go buy the rest.
Smart.
And then we'll tell the rest of the world that they were super sales at Spinners.
Can Cat announce my DGA sponsorship too? So are all team members getting a Cat intro in the bag? Yeah, of course. I had her film. I just had her go through and say that same line for everybody. The joke's going to get old, by the 4th or 5th in the bag. But
Right.
What's up, Luke?
I paid a lot of money to go first.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, people have talked about that, Doc. I saw that driver come out. It's an interesting theory as well. So if you haven't seen them, I mean, they're around. The 2022 Tour Series discs are available at our retailers, and we will be launching them on our site as well soon. But I'm very excited about I'm excited about all of them. Jeez, they're such great molds. I mean, the Cat Proline Swirl Sail, the Icebreaker. Did you see those black on black icebreakers?
Cool.
That Trevor. If you guys don't follow Trevor Harbolt, go follow him on social. He just posted a picture of the first Heartbreakers that he got with like black ice plastic with a black foil on it. I was like, oh my gosh,
those black with a gold foil I've seen.
I didn't see that one.
And there was
the clear ones even look.
The clear with red
Doc,
and a blue foil.
Get excited, Doc.
Yeah, Doc, you're gonna be super excited.
But yeah, then you got just the Hurricane, which Marweed told me instantly went in his bag. His first throw with them is on Shasta's Facebook page, and he parks a hole at Vista. And he told me, I texted him, I was like, dude, I can't believe that was your first throw. Amazing. He's like, we didn't get it on video, but my second throw, exact same shot. Like on top of the first one, both with the Tour Series Hurricanes. So I'm excited about those.
I may have to increase my order, Kelly.
What's not to like about a Quake? We've got the Proline Swirl Quakes. What am I missing? Icebreaker,
We
Pipeline.
These swirl quakes were cool.
Mm-hmm.
These other ones have even more swirls.
Yep. Icebreaker, Pipeline, Quake, Sail, Hurricane. Boom. But the pipelines here, let me throw this up here. I just love the stamp. I mean, I gotta say, I like everybody's stamp. I think Lucas Musgrave did an amazing job on the artwork for the Tour Series this year.
This one's my favorite.
The cat one?
Yeah, the Katrina one.
Yeah. I think he just knocked it out of the park on everybody's, honestly. The discs look amazing, so much swirl. But I think the pipeline is... They're like all Christmas presents that I'm giddy about, but I think the pipeline's the one that I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is... I just love it. It's a little skeleton surfing on the pipeline, which that you don't see very often because skeletons aren't as agile as you would expect. So,
I wouldn't describe a skeleton as agile.
no. All discs should be clear. Tyler's Tour Series disc next year is the Ice Blowfly. None of this is true. I'm just reading the chat.
These blue ones are my favorite. I got a bunch of these. I think I have 6 or 7 now. A couple of them are just sitting on the rack waiting to be used. I don't really have anything against the purple ones. I'm just a big sucker for these blue ones.
Mm-hmm. It is neat, John. It absolutely is. So those will be Those will be available soon. I need to go play. I have actually taken the energy that I would have used the last couple weeks, like because the weather's been warmer, taken the energy from like going out and playing at courses to working on the Brickyard, my backyard course here. And I have some big plans for.
Yeah, you did make a big discovery.
Made a big discovery. I started digging some tee pads and just replanting. I think I want to redesign and do a bunch of tree work. Started talking to some neighbors, like, hey neighbors, you know those 5 acres you got back there? What if I put a disc golf basket on it?
What if we just grow trees into baskets?
Smart.
And then we'll just hang chains off of them.
Yep. That's a great idea. That's scalable. See, that's good business sense.
This is the future of disc golf basket technology. If you're listening, Scott, you're welcome for the idea.
You've seen those images where, like, the roots, you know, it's like grow the sport. Well,
literally.
Doesn't get much more direct than that. There was a thread on Reddit debating the rules about throwing a blowfly into the basket in a ball shape. So, John, I think... So before I had stated as a DGA employee that we intend it to be thrown forehand, backhand, or even folded up in a ball. Overhand. And I like made that as a quote that you could use to copy and paste, because the only direct reference to why it wouldn't be able to be thrown like that in the PDGA rulebook at the time was that it had to be the manufacturer's intended use.
Yeah.
Of the disc. And I was like, well, we could just put a sentence on our site that says we intend it to be used like that, and then you're good. But I want to say, and somebody needs to do the research that I'm not willing to do for you, but I want to say that they addressed it a little more directly in the last update, because I saw someone saying that, oh, this means that the mat ball or the ball fly or the what were some of the other ones? I can't remember. There were some good things for what to call that. This makes that obsolete. And I remember looking in and thinking, oh yeah, it does kind of mean you can't do that anymore in legal tournament play. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, you don't have to throw it as a ball for it to be amazing.
Correct.
Like, there was plenty of holes at Rosedale where there's basket and hill, and I immediately, without thinking about it, just went to this for my putt.
Yep.
So that even if I did happen to miss, which I barely did, it would just sit and not go anywhere.
I have only on the course one time found the mat ball to be not a contrived version, not a contrived context to use it in. Because I was on the other side of a pine tree and there was this little 2-foot square channel that I could see straight through to the basket. And it was just not wide enough to try and zip a little. Oh, it was higher too.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get, trying to get that spin and that through there. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to just do the ball fly, and bam. And I missed, but it went through the hole cleanly and just missed the basket. But I mean, every other time that I've done it on the course, I didn't really need to, it's just kind of fun. So like Ben said, I think the Blowfly 2, I think their main draw is still there. That was always just kind of a fun little Easter egg perk that people would use it for on the side.
It's fantastic. It's such a good tool to have.
Just like us, Ben.
Yep. Doug, most of the time they do have Tour Series discs with them when they're out on tour. I know Noah's posted before, and I'm sure Andrew will have some with them, assuming they've got their stashes of. I don't know how many they picked up at Memorial.
4 DG Beat, but there's maybe 10 directly connected to the course, and then there's another 5 across the street So there's a lot in this area for sure. 17 watching, but only 5 likes. Hydroponics is incredulous about our watch to likes ratio. Come on, guys. Help him out. Hit the like button.
Or don't, you know.
That's a great percentage, actually. That's like more than 30%.
Well, see, they were just
liking.
saving their likes until they see
You're in the bag?
In the bag,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes sense. All right, we're going to show that in like 3 minutes. So before we go, who's playing this weekend? Where are you playing? What are you doing? What DGA disc have you enjoyed lately? Do you have any questions for us about DGA discs? Oh, I could soft launch the Vortex flight numbers, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
Because we did establish those. Ba-ba! The DGA Vortex.
This is my Vortex out of my bag.
The only understable disc you'll ever need. Besides the DGA sail and the DGA tremor.
I'll be playing the Monkey Island Open in Emporia next week.
Nice.
It's a pretty stacked field. I think there's 48 in
Kind
the
of
MPO.
enemy territory, too. You got to go down there and take the crown from them.
Yep.
Plant the DGA flag. Can I give you a DGA flag to take, by the way?
Yeah.
That you could plant somewhere?
I'll just put it in the ground by every T-pad.
Okay, thank you.
We did a little video in Emporia. It's up on the channel. You can see it. The other thing that I have to credit this last weekend was I made myself a new mini marker. And it has just a few words on it. Make putts. Don't clang it.
Easy. Perfect.
I just look at that and just tell that to myself, and it worked every time.
Tag start. Oh, Zach's here. Can we talk about volleyball, Rock Lee? Ooh, man, probably not. We don't want to keep it family friendly, John. I wouldn't want to start any cussing. Zach's here.
Ooh, Hydroponics is from the KC area. Because he said he's playing
that's right.
The La Bonite
Because, Heiser, were you messaging me, or were you and I going back and forth in the DGPT chat at Waco? I think we were chatting about going to get in around.
I'm considering playing that La Bonite tournament, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
It's called the Am Side Podcast, Sean. And
what is Marwade?
It will feature me. So you need to get in all your listening before next week, because then they're going to have that episode and you might want to unsubscribe. The Marweed Tour Series disc is a Proline Swirl Hurricane. 12.5, -1, and 3. Y'all know the Hurricane. Best distance driver
Ever.
I mean, we have so many good distance drivers, but it is the... Can you say main? It's in that slot where, a lot of people would... So, I probably, as an employee, I probably wouldn't say our main driver. But I think as a user, a lot of people would say, this company's main distance driver is this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah, it's been around a little longer than the Hybrid-Cane, so I think it's probably the most...
Well, and listen, #broken record, but the torrent.
There's a new run of those
And our
coming
Tempest.
sometime this year, right?
Gosh, I hope so.
There's lots of them available on the website right now, right?
Gosh, I hope so.
Oh, not yet. Where's Kelly? Kelly can tell us the answer to these
Kelly's out
questions.
today. Poor guy. He's missing this.
Smart.
Smart. Nice. Got a DGA mystery box for Christmas. Love the Rift. There is nothing not to love about the Rift, Doug. So you are correct about that.
I don't know why I keep showing people
Sometimes
these, 'cause
our
it's-
stamps come out really blurry. Oh, there it is.
Actually, that's a good preview for my in the bag.
Yeah. Playing an NADGT event this Sunday, waiting for a tremor to arrive in the mail, and I'll finally throw a DGA disc. Ooh, what a fun disc to start. Ah! Kelly! That's awesome.
A wild Kelly appears.
He's probably been here. He is here. Oh, no way. He joined
Oh.
in her. Where is Kelly?
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, you just about missed it, KG. Sorry. You almost had a good end to your week.
Ooh, nice torrent.
No, who was it? Was it Reed? Who was it that said tyrant? I was hired because of my prowess with puns. Some of you might think it's marketing or like content creation or those
In the bag filming.
in the back. Yeah, no, those I don't do those very.
Course development.
I actually subcontract all those things out to Fiverr, but my work with puns is unmatched. So I am a little sad that I missed Tyrant for. If I get a signature torrent, someday we're going to call it the Tyrant. And I'm going to rework the logo on the stamp.
It'd be like you with your foot up on top of the DGA logo. You have like a crown on, like slightly sideways.
Yeah.
And your bag is like definitely hanging off. Like you're like one strap in it.
Yeah, exactly. Call Luke and make sure Andrew gets on OTB skins this year. Absolutely. Ben said Tyrant. Oh, okay. All right, listen. Let's close this out. We are going to play Ben Sorensen's In the Bag video, which is not even on YouTube yet. So this is about as previewing gets. And then I am going to... There it is. Oh, we don't even need to show the video
Yep,
now.
that's
basically
You
done.
guys could just see everything in my bag right there.
And
Ta-da.
then we're going to close or end the stream upon the end of his video. So that being said, thanks for watching. Go to discgolf.com, buy some discs. Keep Ben and I on the air. We should do like a pledge drive sometime.
Only you can stop the bogeys.
And discgolf.com, we've got a lot of discs on there. We've got baskets as well if you don't have yourself a mock shift. DG Luke has a code. If you're subscribed to his TikTok, you can use the code DG Luke. Get yourself a discount. Get some... What the heck? And get you some amazing disc golf equipment. And then you can be pros like me and Ben. Mainly Ben. All right. This In the Bag was super fun. Little chaotic. Hope you like it. It started with us just wanting to film him on an iPhone, and then it kind of just got out of control. That's probably the best.
That's why some parts are blurry. We had to keep a little bit of the iPhone footage.
Hey, Kelly, if you're watching, Scott, if you guys are watching this, I want you to see the work that I did in the editing room to preserve our brand and to keep this video from getting polluted, okay? All right, here we go. Let's check out Ben Sorensen's 2022 In the Bag. Get the popcorn, cue the lights, and action.
Hi, I'm the Ben Sorensen. You may not have heard of me yet, but you've probably heard of my teammate, Katrina Allen.
You know, part of my decision to come to DGA was hearing that we're signing the Ben Sorensen from Kansas City.
That is going to be so perfect. Because again, he's like playing local C tiers around Kansas City, but we'll put it to that.
It's the C tier tour that does it for me.
Yeah, I won a C tier. This one wasn't even in advance. Hi, I'm Ben Sorensen, Team DGA for 2022, and this is what's in my bag. I've been using the Steady BL for putting. Really like its straight flight and kind of shallow feel in the hand. I can get good spin on it since I'm a spin putter. So I've got a couple, swirly gray one and this white one. For shorter putts or putts where I want a little bit more consistent finish on it, or maybe like jump putt approaches, I've been using a Pro Series Steady. This is a 2020 edition in particular. Really like the feel on this plastic and has a pretty straight flight with a nice consistent finish. Oh dear. Hi Alexis. Can you go away? Can you? No. Can you? Here, go over there. Over here. Go over here. Alexis. Alexis.
2 hours later.
Okay, after that brief interlude, if there's approaches where I don't want the disc to roll away on me, then I'll be using this Blowfly 1.
Oh, sorry, Ben.
Oh, hi Tyler, how's it going?
When'd you get here?
What are you doing here?
I'm just gonna practice a couple of putts. The noise isn't gonna bother you, is it?
No, but I thought you wanted me to house sit for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I gotta practice my
Oh,
putts.
okay, while you practice. Okay. So anyways, like I was saying, the Blowfly 1 comes in the sweet royal blue plastic this year. Really liking this because it's super flexible. It hits and it sits. Throwing putter. I've got this Flex PL Steady BL. Really liking this for straight shots, and then might have a soft finish, or I can get it to finish a little bit right depending on what kind of angle I give it out of my hand. Moving on to approach discs. Got a couple here. Jawbreaker Zone. I use this mostly for forehand shots, where I want something I can throw kind of flat, get a soft finish, and then it'll sit. The Jawbreaker plastic is pretty soft. It's not going to get a big skip or really go anywhere. I can also throw it for turnover forehands. In between that and the next disc is this SP Flex breaker with this sweet Sasquatch stamp on it. This is really straight, either backhand or forehand. I can get it to go really straight and then just have a soft, dependable finish, left or right, depending on backhand or forehand. Got this one from CEP or Chris Epp. And then last, I've got an ESP Zone with this awesome Disc Golf Podcast stamp and this rad B-Rad die on it. This is mostly forehand approaches, or if I need a skip shot one way or the other. But I'm using this for approaches, probably 200 and in. Move on to mid-ranges. Right now I'm rocking a DL Quake. This is for backhand straight shots or turnovers. This one's slightly beat in, it wears in really nice. I can just kind of put it out flat or a little bit of Anheuser and get it to fly anywhere I want. Really, really wonderful disc. For straight shots or slightly overstable shots, I've been throwing this Swirly Rift from the DGA series in, I think, 2020. Super swirly, really pretty, and really straight, dependable flight. Last, I've got this Elite Swirl Quake. Really nice, dependable, overstable disc. In the Kansas wind, I'm throwing this backhand often. Occasionally, if I need a little more distance out of a forehand than maybe a zone shot, I might jump up to this Quake and throw it on a forehand. Go on to fairways, which are probably the disc that I throw the most. We'll start out with one of my favorite discs, the Pipeline. I like the SP, and I like them pretty domey. This is kind of like that DL Quake, where it's a really dependable straight flyer, and then depending on what angle you give it out of your hand, you can get it to go right or left. Probably throwing this on shots, I don't know, 330 to 350 maybe. One small step up from that in stability is the second run Pipeline. This one's a little flatter, and the second run in particular is a little stiffer. I was throwing this a lot last weekend at the C-Tier I played and won, the Rosedale Cup.
It's the C-Tier tour that does it for me.
Next up from that, I've got a PL Bonsai. I think this one's about 170 grams. This is one of my most thrown discs. A really straight flight initially, and then a nice consistent finish left at the end. A little more stable than that is this Max Weight Matt Bell Ice Bonsai. Again, similar flight, just a little more overstable, and this one's pretty brand new. Oh, hi, you back?
Do you have any torrents?
No. I haven't thrown them enough to know if I like them or not. Oh, did you see that? He's going to edit that out. One step up in stability from that is the SP Tsunami. This one's got the Grape Crush stamp. In Kansas, we've got a lot of wind, and this is really good at fighting the wind. Even if there's a strong headwind, I know I can rely on this SP Tsunami to fight the wind, get good distance, good glide, and have a nice consistent finish left. I'll also throw this one on forehands if I want a little more distance than either of these other two discs. I throw a lot of forehand approaches, or if off the tee maybe, I'm going to this Z Raptor. It's kind of right in between the Tsunami, which is going to be a little bit straighter on a forehand shot, and not quite as much as this Hellfire we're going to look at next. I'm 90% of these shots I'm throwing this on forehand. I want it to go really straight and then have a finish at the end. And the Hellfire, this disc is fantastic for big skips or if you're throwing a disc in the wind. Really overstable, really flat, feels great on forehands. Mostly throwing this one on forehand, but if I need a skip, I'll throw it on backhand. But mostly forehand and really consistent fade. Moving on to distance drivers. I've got one PL Rogue in the bag right now. This is for probably max distance shots or flat to turnover shots. I can throw this one pretty hard and flat or with a little bit of Anheuser on backhand and get it to go really straight, finish right, or finish straight. This disc is really cool. This is a Glow Hurricane from the DGA original series, dyed by B-Rad Dyes. This awesome kind of cosmic pattern on it, and it's like 168 gram, slightly domey Hurricane. This thing is a bomber. Throwing this one 360, maybe 400. And this one thrown flat will get just a little bit of turn and then come back left. Not usually throwing this one forehand. This is my most thrown PL Hurricane. Nice dome on it. I like for backhand discs in particular. This one I've been throwing for a little while. It's perfectly seasoned. This one will hold up to a little bit of wind. Most of the time it's going to ride really straight and then have a consistent finish. I'll throw this one on forehands as well. Similar flight there. One step up in stability from that is a Hurricane. This one's a little bit flatter than that other one and a little bit stiffer. This one I'm throwing if there's a moderate headwind or I just need a bigger finish one way or the other. I'll throw this one backhand or forehand. And this Hypercane, I'm loving this thing. This is a pretty new disc to the DGA lineup, but it's an awesome one. It's got really good glide, really good stability, but it's still got really good distance for being a 13-speed kind of overstable distance driver. Throwing this one definitely in the Kansas winds. I'll throw it forehand or backhand, skip shots, a little bit of everything. So that's the discs I'm throwing most often. I've got a couple others that I will throw depending on the course. One of which is Katrina Allen's new Vortex. This one is fantastic in the woods for hyzer flip-ups, or if I need like a backhand roller out of a fairway driver. This one's really nice. You can throw it on hyzer, get it to flip up and fly straight, or throwing flat, I can get it to fly straight and drift right. And then the sail. This is a 150 class PL sail, super domey. This is a really great woods disc or also roller disc. You can throw this about 60% power and get it to have a similar flight as a Hurricane, but on a much more controlled line. So that's all the discs that are in my bag the majority of the time. I don't have a ton else in there in my bag. I've got a DGA towel with me. I've got a Bushnell Sport 850. Shout out to Michael Sizemore from Bushnell for designing these things and getting them out to everybody. These are a really great tool, especially for courses that you maybe haven't played before or haven't played a ton, or maybe you end up in a weird spot on the fairway. I have a 3D printer and I like to design mini markers. So I've usually got a couple in the bag, and honestly they change all the time. So this is one I made. It's kind of inspired by a book from one of my favorite YouTube maker channels. I like to make stuff, and Bob Claggett. His book Making Time kind of inspired me to make putts and don't clang it. And then I've got this disc golf podcast meetup one at Lemon Lake. We went and had a meetup there last summer and played around at the 2010 World's Championship course, Lemon Lake. I have some people that I'd like to thank, particularly my wife for being super supportive of my disc golf career, always cheering me on. I have to shout out my buddy Trevor Schaefer, who was the first one to introduce me to disc golf, probably in 2008. I played once or twice, and for whatever reason it didn't stick. I didn't get the bug. And then shout out to my friend Kyle and Kai Nelson, who invited me to play in, I think, February of 2017 and that was when I got hooked on disc golf. I've been playing, 70, 80, 100 rounds a year ever since. I'd also like to shout out Tyler and the Disc Golf Podcast. That's how I met him, was on the Disc Golf Podcast Slack group. And DGA, thanks for having me on the team in 2022. I'm looking forward to a good year.
Are you done?
Oh yeah, I'm done now.
Okay.
Did you make a lot of putts?
Yeah, was the chain sound distracting?
Yeah, I was like, ching,
Yeah.
ching, ching.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty on today. Check this out. Wind.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that going on
Okay.
right now.
Okay, can you get out of here?
Yeah, okay. I'll just... can I come back for these? Oh, okay. Just leave them?